Hey, it's the NFL guy. Week 5 picks.
What's up, everybody? Okay, here we go. So, NFL Week 5 picks. Overall, I am 36 and 29 on my picks so far this year. For fantasy football players like myself and you, we've got our first week of bye. So, we have the Eagles on a bye this week, and the big one, especially if you have Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. They are both out. They're on a week vacation. So this will give time to Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown to rest up. Also, the Chargers, if you got J.K. Dobbins and Justin Herbert, you're not going to be able to play them this week. Then we've got the Titans. I don't think anybody has Will Levis on their team unless they're like Titans fans. Um, Also, Calvin Ridley is also on a bye, and then the last team is this is the big one. A lot of people, it's got some big time players go or that are on a bye for the Lions, like Amon St. Brown, Gibbs, David Montgomery. They're all on buys. I got like I think it's one of my NFL.com teams. I literally have like 5 people on buys, so I might end up losing my first game just because of the buy. So hopefully the other players that I have going will step up. So here's my picks for week 5 in the NFL. We've got the Thursday night game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Falcons, and I was thinking about going with the Falcons, but I like Baker. I like Mike Evans. Mike Evans definitely bounced back last week. I like the Bucks to beat the Falcons. We have our first London game. So if you want to watch the Jets and the Vikings, which I think the Vikings are going to blow out the Jets, I definitely got Jordan Addison starting this week. I had him on my bench because I had Jamar Chase and I think it was Shakir starting. And so I didn't start him. He had like 22 fantasy points. But I'm definitely going to start him this week against the Jets because I think he's going to have a big fantasy week. Sam Darnold's going to have a big fantasy week. I like the Vikings in like maybe 2 touchdowns and a field goal win. Then we got the Bears and Panthers. Let's go Bears. Bear down. I definitely think it could be a blowout. I think my DeAndre Swift is going to have a monster game. Somebody for the wide receivers is going to have a monster game. I think it's going to be DJ Moore or it's going to be Roma Doomsday. I think Cole Kmet finally bounces back this week in fantasy. I like the Bears and a very big win. Then we have Washington versus Cleveland. I like the Commanders in this. Jane Daniels is going to stay hot. I don't know if Austin Eckler is going to play in this game because he does have a questionable tag, but I like the Commanders to continue playing great. Stink fest of the week, Patriots and Dolphins. I didn't think I would ever pick the Patriots this week, but I'm picking the Patriots over the Dolphins. I mean, the Patriots look bad, the Dolphins look bad, but I think you would think with the better talent that Miami has, you think I would have picked the Dolphins, but for some reason I'm picking the Patriots this week. I don't know why. I think Ramondre Stevenson is like, I think they got Hunter Henry too. I think Hunter Henry's going to find the end zone. Ramondre Stevenson is going to find the end zone because I feel like the Dolphins' defense isn't that great. This is definitely going to be a stink fest of a game. Um, I got the upset pick of the week. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars winning their first game over the Indianapolis Colts because I don't know if Anthony Richardson's going to be good to go. I actually dropped him in a couple of my leagues. I picked up one of my leagues. I picked up Sam Darn. No, that was Derek Carr in my work league. I ended up dropping Derek Carr and got Sam Darnold, which I couldn't believe nobody picked him up in the work league. And then I dropped Anthony Richardson. I think I'm done with him this year. I end up picking up Sam Darnold for Anthony Richardson, and I dropped Derek Carr for Geno Smith. I really like Geno Smith a lot better than Derek Carr because I feel like Geno Smith has a little bit more weapons. So I went with a total quarterback change for my 4-0 team on NFL.com. So, but yeah, I definitely like the Jacksonville Jaguars to surprise and shock and win the first game this week. My game of the week, this is going to be an amazing game. Bills and Texans. I was going back and forth on this matchup. I think the Bills I think the Bills is going to win. I think it's going to be very close. I don't know if Joe Mixon's going to go, but I like the Bills to stay hot and beat the Texans. I got the Ravens over the Bengals. I was thinking this might be my upset pick, but the Bengals is still trying to figure out what's going on this season. Derrick Henry is going to have another monster game. I like the Ravens probably big in this game. I like the Raiders over the Broncos. How much longer is Devontae Adams going to be a Raider? Who knows? I like the 49ers over the Cardinals. I don't think this is going to be a close game, but I feel like Debo's going to have a good game and Jordan Mason's going to have a really good game. I like the Seahawks over the Giants. It's going to be interesting to see what, like, if I think Geno's going to be in the 20-point range fantasy wise. DK Metcalf is going to have a big game. Kenneth Walker is going to have a big game. So I like the Seahawks. I almost went with the Packers, but I think there's going to be too much Kyron Williams for the Packers to handle. I like the Rams over the Packers. And then we got the Sunday night game, Cowboys and Steelers. I think Dak's going to have a good game. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. Nothing against Justin Fields, my ex-Bear, but Dak's just a little bit better than Justin Fields, so I think he's going to have a really good game. I like the Cowboys. And then the Monday night game, I really wanted to pick the Saints to beat the Chiefs, the banged up Kansas City Chiefs, if I should say. I would love to get this pick wrong. I'd love to see Kamara just go off like Derrick Henry did last week. I hope he does. I hope I get this pick wrong, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs over the Saints. I think Kareem Hunt's going to have a decent game. I think if you got Xavier Worthy, I would definitely be starting him. And then the score matchup I got this week, the Stinkfest game, the Patriots over the Finns, 19-10, and the 5 players I went with for fantasy. I got to guess how many fantasy points they're going to have and then come within 5 points. I'm going to try to do all different players each week. So this week I went with Geno Smith. I went with 22 fantasy points. I went with Kareem Hunt. His first game as a Kansas City Chief, I think he's going to have 15 fantasy points. Then I went with Jaden Reed. I think Jaden Reed has been like very hot. Jordan Love's number 1 receiver. I think he's going to have 19 fantasy points. I went with my Bear, Cairo Santos. I think he's going to get a lot of extra points. Maybe a couple field goals. I think he's going to have 14 fantasy points. And then I'm sticking with the Bears. I'm going with the defense. I think they are going to be rushing Andy Dalton. And he's going to definitely be hitting the field a lot with sacks. I think the Bears defense put up big numbers. They're going to have 22 fantasy points. So good luck on your fantasy teams this week with the buys, and hopefully your team wins in week 5. I'll talk to you later. Take care.